All right, it is 5:17, call the meeting to order. Got the agenda is presented. I need a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
I move, or I make a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Second? Second. All in favor? Aye, okay, perfect. Just as a heads up, if somebody has a public comment, they need to fill that out. Let's see, additions, deletions from the agenda. Or are there any additions or deletions from the agenda? Nope, okay. Any conflicts, potential conflicts of interest?
Michael,
Yes.
is this where I ask?
Sure.
Okay. Now I know that in the state bylaws or the state rules, they have already said there's no conflict of interest. You know, anybody on boards can't have a conflict of interest.
Correct.
Okay, so, but it doesn't say anything in our library bylaws. Now, with me, I never gave it a thought. I think it would be a good reminder if we added that into our library bylaws, just so it's in the front of whoever is on the board going forward. That's my suggestion.
What are we adding?
I would like to just add to the library bylaws in writing that we cannot have any conflict of interest from board members or staff. It's already at the state level, so we already have that. But because we don't think about it, I think it would or I didn't think about it, I think it would be really good just to write it in our bylaws, so whenever, whoever we read the bylaws, that's at the front of our mind. Oh, yeah, we've got to remember about
Yeah.
that.
And I think it would be as easy as just putting in there that we abide by the states.
It's a reminder.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, we'll look at that and we'll see, because I'm gonna have to go through the bylaws and see how we change the bylaws. Okay. I used to have to do it, but I'm not sure how to do it now.
So I'll add that to the agenda for next month.
Yeah, okay, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Yeah. Any announcements? Nope. Okay, going to the next thing. Public comments? Any public comments on there?
I have a question,
Yeah,
who are all these guys here? I mean, you're all official looking, start with, I don't know. you-
Yeah, we've got a bunch of cameras recording us today. Three.
You want to introduce yourself?
I'm at the Franklin Review. I'm with KTV's News.
You're the prime review,
Yeah, I'm the Franklin Review.
and you are,
I'm KTVZ News.
I'm sorry?
KTVZ?
Oh, okay, and.
Brian
you-
Lible, County Counsel's Office.
Pardon?
Brian Lible, County Counsel's Office.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Thank you, sir, appreciate it.
Are you the one I spoke with last week?
Yes, sir.
Okay, afterwards, I just want to thank you. The article that you wrote. There was no misrepresentation of anything I said. Appreciate that your integrity.
I appreciate hearing that, and since just because you address it normally, I don't, my role is not to comment, I will say,
Yeah.
I think this may be brought up because I do know that there's been some times by other public officials, unfortunately, in the community who have said otherwise. And
Okay.
so again.
Well, no, like I said,
We feel support to give everybody a voice.
Yeah.
And that's it, that's all.
and I was happy with the way that it was, so, because like I said, there have been times in my family that kind of thing has happened, so. Anyways, all right, well, yes.
I'd also like, I've never seen you guys here before, you certainly welcome, it's a public thing, but any particular reason why you guys are here? All three of you? No particular reason, just wandered in?
Just shares the street, nothing to do on a Thursday night.
I think it's pretty obvious for us, we're journalists that are looking to inform the public on their local government.
No, I understand all that, I just wanted something driving that's,
That's our comment on.
oh, okay, gotcha.
Press, we're just here to allow the public to be informed on their local government.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's see, minutes of the September 11th, 25th meeting, any changes, additions?
Kia has a question.
Pardon?
Kia has a question.
Hi, just the meeting settings won't allow me to turn on my camera or my mic, so I figured I'd try to raise my hand.
Oh, sorry, Kia.
But that's okay. I'm here. I'm listening.
Did you have a question too?
No, just was
Okay.
trying to get a way to communicate.
Okay,
So
yeah,
thank
raise
you.
your hand. That'll be great.
Okay.
Before I go on, was there any public comments from somebody that is online? Nope, okay, we can skip that part. The minutes, any changes? Hearing none. Would someone like to approve the minutes as presented?
Sure. Improvement for them.
Second. Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Nope, okay. Director's report.
You want to speak, Will? Okay. All right, so I don't know if everybody got a chance to read through it or not. For our facility, we got 6 new security cameras. They were installed in September around the library. We have one now here in the Broughton room. And we also added another one in the teen room due to some theft and some shenanigans that were going on in there. We also, with our new self-service hours, wanted to have more spaces monitored for security purposes.
Is
So
the shenanigans that goes on in the game rooms that after school that just started or just before it started?
actually, it was this summer.
Okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah, we get a lot of kids coming through here in the summer. So,
that's what I thought.
yeah, it gets kind of crazy in here.
Yeah,
Yeah, so,
Is without any since school started?
yes, yeah. I mean, teen wise, yes.
Yeah.
We've still got all the littles and homeschool families that come in, but, yeah, the teens are in school now, so.
Yeah.
The naughty ones anyways. We also next week are going to start, getting new sidewalks. So the entire right-hand side, if you're going into the parking lot, the entire right-hand side is gonna be blocked off. And that whole sidewalk is gonna be redone. Yeah, it's been needing done for quite a while, so.
put the sidewalk on the street.
Not yet. They're doing it in phases.
Okay.
Not everything at once.
Yeah, cause that comment about the street one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of the roots.
Oh.
Yeah, and lifting of the sidewalks and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so they're gonna do it in chunks. So it's not being all tore up at one time because it is gonna take about 2 weeks.
Any problem with this? Is this project funded from start to finish and they're looking at funding it in chunks? And if they are, maybe it's gonna run out later on, or do you think got enough money for the whole thing?
It'll be the whole thing.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Good, good.
Staff and services, we have a packed outreach schedule this year, and I'm gonna turn it over to Brenda here. She's our outreach specialist, and I'm gonna let her talk about what she's got going on.
We have several things going on. This year so far, we have, schools that we're visiting. We're seeing 15 classes monthly. During these classes, offering songs, story time, and book crates, which the book crates are books that are out of circulation. That are, not that they're older, they're just not in our circulation. The schools can sign a contract and they get 30 books. They get to stay in the classroom and the kids get to use them. We have 27 of those. So all throughout the year, when I go and visit, I bring a new crate and pick up a crate. And then 2 of those schools, which are rural, we have, we offer story time and we take out crafts. We are doing 3 assisted livings, offering story times and crafts. We're doing 3 free libraries that we're keeping up with and offering free books for them. I'm super excited. I've been working for almost a year to get into the Rimrock treatment facility for minors. And I am happy to report that I have successfully made it through. And I yesterday fulfilled my 2nd month of going, offering story times and crafts and snacks to the students there. 45 minutes for the females and 45 minutes for the males, and we just do story time and fun crafts. It's actually a really good time. And then we have a Words on Wheels, which is for our homebound patrons. Every month, the first Thursday of the month, I go out and I do a drop off of books and pick up books. And we are up to today, we just took in a new patron, so we are up to 22 patrons, which is exciting. When I started, we only had 6, so we're really growing that. Which I have to remember, it's just me, so I have to also be careful about that too. But we provided 274 kindergarten bags this year to all of the kinder students that were registered in Crook County, offering them books, pencils, small toys, and a goodie bag for each of them. We offer a homeschool social here at the library, offering a place for gathering and resources, sharing and snacks. In the whole month of October, we just got to do a trail tale, which is a storybook that's along the trail, so you can read that book as you're out walking. We do Head Start family nights where we offer story times and crafts in the evenings. When they have those events, we go and host with them. We partnered with Crook County School District this year for Eat, Read, and Play, offering free books and craft projects. We just finished this summer. We partnered with Barnes Butte Apartment, which is a subsidized low-income apartment there. And we did story times and craft projects and had pizza with them that showed up. We do offer school trips here at the library, and we have several of the schools that come in, which we offer story time, craft, and goodie bags to take home. And then we have partnered with Farmers Market, Crop Market, and Garden Market, offering activities and free books, which we just go and set up a booth at wherever they're hosting that. And then monthly, we've been having Veggie RX come in, and we give out veggies. They can come in and sign up and get free veggies. And then we are partnered with several groups, Crook County on the Move, and some others where we are trying to offer something for everyone, regardless of where they're at in their life. And then just that, the one thing that I think is kind of our motto here is that we are Crook County Library. We're working hard for everybody that's in our community, trying to do as much as you can for outreach. I am just one person, but the girls do a really good job about anything that's outreach that they can assist with in or out of the building. So anyway,
think you're
so
doing
that is where
great.
that's where we're at with our outreach, and we are excited to be filling that schedule.
Thank you for doing that. too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Very much.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I
She
love
is
it.
busy all
Yeah.
the time.
A lot of coming and going, but I absolutely love it.
And every time it's posted on Facebook, any of us that have Facebook, we need to be sharing,
Mhm.
sharing.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Did you, a while back, we talked about the new portable library when they were trying to find a place sort of.
Mm.
Oh.
Yes, the little free
Okay,
library.
Are you talking Juniper Canyon?
Yeah,
Or, yeah,
yeah.
it's up there and it's been running for, I think, 2 months we've been doing
I think
it.
a little over, probably 6 weeks.
Yeah,
It's in PLA 2. We still have a third one. The other one is at Cal Butte
mhm.
Country Store. And we do have a third one. We're still kind of trying to find a location for that.
And then we do, when I go to the preschool over at Ochiko, we stop there, the little free library too at the apartment complex there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lots going on there.
Mhm.
Question,
Yeah,
you said you've got a little increase on the 8 to 9 AM self-service hour. You think, is that just a little blip, or you think that'll keep on going? Like, is it when all the moms come after school or anything like that?
you're talking about the 8 to 9 in the morning?
Yeah,
I think that it's just the more of that people find out that we're open,
oh, okay.
the more that they're coming in. So wouldn't you agree? I feel like that the more that people are hearing that we're here,
Yeah.
we notice that they're coming in. I think people love the fact that they can come in. They don't have to talk to anybody. They get their book and they get right out the door.
Okay.
And so it's really, really quiet during that time. That's the one thing people comment. It's so quiet when they come in at 8 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah, okay.
that's because none of us are awake.
How about this business with this person who had a mental health crisis or whatever it was? and you handled it poorly, okay? Obviously, you weren't trained yet.
Yeah, hmm
Any blowback from that, people tend to sue over, getting a splinter off of a tree out the backyard.
What happened?
We had a patron come in that was having a mental health crisis. And she was sitting on the sidewalk out there and then in the middle of the parking lot. And so I talked to her and I let her know she could come inside. So we brought her inside, got her some water, let her sit down. She immediately went to sleep.
Yeah, she's.
We thought, okay, she's,
Resting. She's so
resting.
tired.
it's safe in here. We kept an eye on her. And then it was like, once she woke up, it was not good. She was very angry, very combative, confrontational. And so we ended up calling the police and the CID officer came down. We didn't know that there was a CID officer. What does that stand for?
Crisis Intervention Department officer.
Okay. And she came down and said we should not have let her go to sleep. That was the worst thing we could have done, was let her go to sleep. And that we should have called right away, right when we noticed her out there. So she is coming. We are having a staff in-service day on Monday. She is coming to speak with us to give us, the officer's coming to speak with us to give us some more information, to help us navigate those type of situations. No. No.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So we, as of October 1st, increased our non-residence fees. So a yearly non-resident card is $150 now. Quarterly is $40 and monthly is $15. And that gives them access to everything, including the digital items, which with that increase of how much it's costing with the digital items, we had to bump the non-resident fees up. So.
The increase is,
So the yearly was 85.
what,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
think they'll be able to, think that'll stop people from coming in at all, or what's your best guess?
I don't think so. The people that have a Deschutes County Library card were trying to come and get a Crook County card because we have Hoopla and Deschutes County dropped Hoopla in June. So with them trying to get or wanting to get a Crook County card, they can't have both. With them coming over, we decided that we had basis to raise those prices.
Cover our costs.
Thank you.
Mhm.
If you could periodically, just, maybe quarterly update us on
Mhm.
how that's going as far
Yeah.
as numbers go.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
It'd be interesting to see what
To
happens.
see, yeah, yep. Yeah. And like I was saying, we have our yearly staff in-service day on Monday. We have the officer Emily Jerome from the Prineville Police Department coming to speak to us. Again, she's a crisis intervention department officer. Yeah, she's gonna let us know how best to approach situations like that. Because obviously we didn't do that right.
Yeah, but you did it with your card.
Yeah,
Yeah, so.
yeah, we didn't want her getting run over, and there were patrons that were trying to help her as well. They bought her food. But yeah, she was obviously in crisis and we should have
I'm
called
glad you
sooner.
reached out and got that, because that's,
Yeah,
you don't deal with that daily. So it's, and the more training you get on those kinds of things, the better
Yeah.
off everybody.
yeah, more and more we are seeing it
Lots.
a lot. Yeah,
Is use of the library maintaining pretty much, so climbing a little bit?
yes,
It's coming up?
yeah. We, gosh, I think we average in a week, probably 25 new cards a week.
As opposed to, what was it before?
Probably a couple of years ago, we were maybe at 10.
Good.
Yeah, we've really built it back up to, and more people are moving to the community.
Yeah.
And so, and a lot of people are homeschooling now. And so they use the library very frequently.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Yeah. So we're also going to be talking about procedures and updating our policies, reorganizing our staff area and kind of cleaning our space up so we can function in the back better. We are still looking, like I said, for one additional location for the Little Free Library. We've considered PLA 1, or we had a suggestion by the splash pad at Stryker Park. Yeah, you know, because moms bring their kids there and yeah, so we're still thinking on that, but that might be a good spot. And then due to staff shortage, we are going to park the bookmobile for the winter. We'll revisit a new schedule next spring possibly, but right now Brenda's using the outreach van and it works just as well. It is a lot less expensive. And right now the bookmobile won't even start, so.
Weren't there a lot of books that were recalculated to be located on the book club?
Mhm.
Or they being?
So they're still in there.
Yeah, still being served.
When the bookmobile would go out, it wasn't being used the way a floating library should have been used. Whereas the books weren't getting checked out from the bus. It was more like they were coming to get free items, like free books. So yeah, we're still deciding what to do with those books on there. Like I said, we might, continue the bookmobile next spring. We'll just have to revisit and see where we're at staff wise.
Who does maintenance on that thing?
Dale's
Mobile.
mobile mechanic. He's in Redmond.
Oh,
Yeah, so if it needs anything, which it requires a lot of maintenance, we have to somehow get it over there. Right now, it won't start, so.
But the books that are on there, I'm still doing the pull list and we're still circulating what's on there, so people are asking
Mhm.
for it. It is still being circed, it's just not being driven out.
Yeah.
What's the larger plan for outreach? I guess just kind of going back to the strategic planning and conversations around a Jim Canyon branch, bookmobile, other programs, grants that all seem to be getting slashed by the county, even when the grant funding's approved. What's the strategy around those things?
Well, the Juniper Canyon, I mean, it is still an opportunity that we're willing to look into, but we need a lot more community stakeholders involved. It's not something that we can do by ourselves. And I think it's a project that needs to be spearheaded by bigger community stakeholders. We're still doing all that outreach. We're still going all those places. Like the bookmobile is a money hog. It costs a lot of money to run it and to keep it maintained. And we have the van, which is less expensive and it does the same job.
So what's the plan to continue progress on the June branch?
Will, do you want to answer that?
So, is this working?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's your role?
I'm Will Van Vactor, I'm the county manager. I think we need to, as an organization across all departments, we need to be taking a hard look at where we're putting resources. And what we, to make sure we can continue to provide critical services, all of our departments provide our community here in Crook County. So obviously excited to continue to explore how we can expand, improve upon our outreach as a whole. Also want to continue the conversation about Juniper Canyon, but capital projects like that take time. They take a lot of planning. My understanding of the vision was it was much more than just a library, so there's a number of community stakeholders that need to be involved. It's a huge ask to ask a library to take on what is really a community project. So I'm looking forward to hopefully continuing the conversation, seeing what kind of planning steps we need to take to make sure we're moving in a positive direction and make sure we have community buy-in. And kind of along those lines, we have a meeting scheduled with the Board of Commissioners next week to discuss both the health department and the library's kind of core services. It's an opportunity for us to explain to both the board and the public all the great things that in this case the library does. Also make sure we're in alignment kind of across the organization in terms of, yes, we agree, these are the core services we need to be providing. These are the projects we need to be focusing on. So certainly I would encourage you to attend if you want to, be able to provide some feedback to the board in terms of what direction you want to go. I'm not envisioning significant redirection or anything along those lines. This is just an opportunity to, it's a conversation we haven't had for a while countywide, as I've said before. So I just, we are having that meeting next week, and I would invite any of the board members who are interested in.
When is that?
It is Tuesday at, you remember what time it is?
I can look. I'll look on my phone. I want to say it's at 2:30. Let me.
How do you expect to get input from people who have jobs?
That is an ongoing conversation we can have.
2:30 to 4:30.
2:30.
3:30, 4:30?
2:30 to 4:30.
And we're at,
The annex courtroom.
I will try to attend. Just want to give you a heads up.
I'm curious why the county wasn't more involved when all the strategic planning happened this year. Not only did we spend a lot of money to hire a consultant, but it was a lot of volunteer time from stakeholders all across the community. I mean, we had input from the health department, the hospital. I mean, lots of people. I didn't know everybody there, but I certainly spent my weekends and found childcare to attend and be a part of it. And we had all these like visions and plans and came up with statement, number one of which is expand the library's physical plant presence into places like Juniper Canyon, etc. When we had all those stakeholders together with all that volunteer time and a consultant, why wasn't the county involved?
I can't speak to that. I do not recall, my recollection is that strategic plan, either in draft form or final form, was never presented to the board of commissioners. So I don't know.
I mean, I can see why our library director reached the point where she felt like she was spinning her wheels, and it sounds like there was no coaching to redirect to say, here's how you should approach this. Because I know she was involving stakeholders all along, like she wasn't coming up with land up Juniper Canyon all on her own. She was talking to lots of people. It's available. Who owns it? Where can we go from here? What, I mean, how, like in the future with the next library director with growth, how do you plan to coach the librarian to make sure this doesn't happen again?
Well, and I understand that it is a big project and it is important, but we are still doing outreach out there. We haven't stopped, but we did need a director that focused on the main building. I know outreach, but we hired a full-time outreach librarian. We're still doing all of that outreach. It's just such a big project.
Well, there were other grants though too, like the backup generator that was grant funded and was doubled to help pay for maintenance. And the county turned down all of that money and that resource without clear explanation. That was for this building. It's not like our previous director's energy was all spent outside of here. It seemed like no matter what the project was, it was just spinning wheels. I'd like to segue that into questions about where we are with the bike program, because it sounds like decisions have maybe been made outside of this group about that.
Yeah, the county and ODOT, they're working together to terminate the e-bike program.
So another great example of ODOT coming to this county saying we want to make this county a pilot site for e-bikes that we want to bring statewide. We want to pay for them. Here's $60,000. I know they started those conversations 18 months ago. They've involved the county the whole way, legal, insurance. And the bikes are now bought, paid for, and have been on site. I was at the chamber Kirk, when they were presented months ago. And now it's scrapped, even though the bikes are here and, or, I mean, and they're not cheap.
Part of the problem is that you're down to seven full-time equivalents. And at the last meeting, we discussed that it takes, in order to do a rental, it takes two people to do it, and it's just from a staffing standpoint. That it makes it very difficult.
Why does it take two people to do it?
Why does it take two people?
We gotta get it out of the shed. I hadn't ran through everything, but they made a flow chart and two staff members were to go out there and assist the patron, rolling the ramp up, pulling the bikes out of the shed, getting it all set up. One's going through the directions while the other's making sure the tire pressure is good and all of this stuff.
Helmets fit right.
Are the e-bikes being used very much?
They don't, they use.
They have to put in the
They've
unit.
been setting it
Oh, I'm
back.
sorry, I didn't understand that.
In part though, Mark, because it hasn't, the paperwork, if you will, hasn't been finalized.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think there's so many ways to outsource that, like there are so many options for that. And these bike rentals were for 3 weeks at a time and they exist. Like this is an ODOT project that ODOT brought to our county.
Well, we were the only ones in the country that agreed to do it.
And that, I mean, that's the other thing is we agreed to do it. Like, is ODOT ever gonna offer us another opportunity?
I think too, though, that what a lot of us didn't understand, maybe even the board, is that there is so much required from us that was not told to any of our staff. So there is a ton of like statistics, charting, a lot of different things that we had no idea of.
That
And
ODOT
when-
needs for their. grant.
That's correct. They require it. And so when we started talking about this as a group, it's like, how can we do this with 7 of us? How can we do this with 7 of us? So I think that there was a lot that is a team. Just speaking from somebody who's here, we were kept in the dark about a lot of it. And so when Sarah left, all of this came to light. We had no idea that this was what was expected of us. And it just physically wasn't possible for us to do it. I mean, if you would have seen the flow charts, the statistics, how much O2 or
CO2
we're
was saved,
saving,
the percentage.
mileage, where they're going, you know, the reports we had to have from each patron that borrowed the bike. It was just a lot that when she presented this to us, well, first of all, we're not fans of it, but then when she submitted it to us, it was not anything like she said it was.
So if it's truly a staffing issue, then why isn't the plan to just delay or postpone it?
Well, the reporting is still being asked to be done quarterly. And honestly, I'm just going through this contract, not knowing any of this. You guys wanna,
So Sandy wanted to say something.
oh, Sandy,
Well, I spent the week, I'm not familiar with grants at all, but I have a friend that is. And I wish I'd have brought the staff. And I have her dig into that grant and I learned a whole lot of stuff. And there's even more to that than what I need it right in front of me. There's more to that grant than what anybody realized, and the liability on the library is a huge issue. So not only, we do not have the staff to do what they're requiring us, we have to carry the insurance. It was my understanding that Good Bikes would have to also carry the county insurance on this. I mean, Natalie, this is a mess. And if you would like to look at all the notes and the questions that my friend, who is a grant writer, went through, she said, I don't know why you guys went.
Well, I think conceptually, it's a great idea, okay, in concept.
Yeah,
In execution and practice,
You
no,
go on.
exactly, it's execution and and how you can actually do it, and I think it's where the rubber hits the road.
Well, was this not taken to the county attorneys? For review?
it was.
I mean, that's who I would trust to review and make a decision.
Well, I brought it to their attention. I don't know if Sarah had previously or not. I think they were kept in the dark as well.
Part of that grant and wasn't in any of the meetings. Except just hearing her report here at this meeting.
Right.
And she was telling us all about the attorneys, insurance coverage, checking all the boxes. I do know that it was 18 months ago that the project was started.
If you had somebody that understood grants dig into that for you, you would be going totally Catholic. So this should never have been a library project. My opinion, after my friend enlightening me on how this grant worked. We are better to be done with this and to move on to something that is library. So.
Well, I guess to my last question, a question I feel like I've asked at most meetings, what is the board's role? I mean, we never voted on or approved anything with bikes here, not that we would have any say in that anyway. We've never approved any sort of staffing change or grant for it or against it. We just get a report out. I've been on this board for over 3 years. And what I was about to say is the only decision I've ever had a role in making was who was on the board, but the county took that away 2 years ago. They took our board selection options and said, no, thanks, we'll interview them ourselves and make our own decision. So I'm still not sure why we're here or what we do or what you need me to do. You said something about like presenting to the board or how the board feels. What have we approved?
We took, well, the one thing we do approve is policies. Okay, but I mentioned this last meeting and the meeting before, primarily, we're an advisory, an advisory board. Yeah. That's in practice, in actual practice, so that's what we are, but.
But nobody takes some sort of advice.
Say that again?
Nobody listens to our advice. Like even when we replaced the last library director, nobody asked for our input.
Well, when was it last meeting, Will? Yeah, and we talked about it, and I asked if one of the board members could be on the interviewing committee. And not necessarily have a say if he gets hired, but at least be able to go through the process of seeing how the hiring is done and being able to ask questions and things like that.
So if this volunteer time is for our own educational benefit.
I don't understand the comment.
I mean, if our input doesn't matter, we're just here to learn the process.
I think your input matters.
It does. We're advisory, they can take our advice under advisement. Then what they do with it is up to them, but we're here to advise. Would you also agree that maybe we're an accountability board?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and you're here to support us.
Told by Goodbye Code that the board of trustees, this board decided to cancel the bike program.
No,
No.
that's not
That
true.
was communicated and I've never decided anything or been a part of anything that was decided.
No, I said Crook County, the county and ODOT have agreed to terminate the program.
So, I mean, just another example of we weren't asked for our advice or input. It's not a part of most decisions. Or any that I'm aware of.
What decisions would you want to be a part of? Give me an example.
I mean, approving grants, hiring a new library director, replacing the board of
Okay,
trustees.
two things here, because I was given this some thought. I like the idea of a board member sitting in on the interviews for a new librarian. However, why should one be one? My question was, and this would be legal, maybe a HR.
Just a moment,
I don't
Kia.
know. I think the board is sitting in on. Ready to what? What is this? I mean, if we have the time. The other thing, what was the other thing that you said? Oh, the grant thing. I learned a whole bunch this week. If there's ever another grant brought to this board, I want to see it in writing. this is just.
Which was another thing that should have been brought to you, all of you, 18 months ago. Or, you know.
Just-
I think part of this too, that, correct me if I'm wrong, when you said last month when I asked one of us to do this, you welcome. I don't want to put words in. Did you welcome more than one? I mean, as far as the interviewing process?
Yeah, one of the reasons I came tonight, and I missed my opportunity during the announcement earlier on the agenda, but I did want to announce that we do have an open recruit for the library director position link. And I was gonna ask the folks to reach out to me to express interest, if they'd like to sit in on, one of the, we'll need to make sure we are compliant with public. All of that.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to look at, that happen, but I did want to encourage and honor that request and to check with HR, make sure it's fine. As I expected, it's also a good idea, some information from the board, on
Yeah. Okay.
Can you clarify?
I see you all, so you should have my email address, after the last meeting. So, but I'm happy to send you. I think I also have this business card.
Yeah, what was your question?
Thank you. I just wanted to echo some of Natalie's feelings. I think we have really good communication with the library staff and pretty easy to pop in and out of the library because there's hours that go beyond a lot of our work schedules. I I'm curious, I think if I heard correctly, there's a 2-hour community meeting about the library next Tuesday. And I don't think I've heard about that before now. So some of those things, I think better communication between the county and the board. It would be lovely to be more involved in those kinds of conversations, especially if it's a space where the community is showing up. It would be nice to know about those opportunities in advance so that we can think about getting time off work and participating.
Okay,
And
I
so
can
that we
send
can be in
you,
the same place that the community is showing up when the library is the topic of discussion.
sure, I can send you those notices. I'll send them to every
Yeah, if you could just send it.
board member.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep, I can do that.
Part of this too, guys, is that, with the change, it's kind of opened a lot of people's eyes as far as the communication, between the county, between us, between now, that kind of thing. I think that the more communication, the better kind of thing. And like you were saying, Natalie, without knowing about the grant process, we kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of got the feeling that I trusted the process. I trusted, that it was being, followed, in a proper manner. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying that there wasn't, we weren't involved in the details so much as our monthly board meetings, an hour, 10 minutes maybe. The information that we were given. And I think that what it says going forward to me is there needs to be more open communication. We need to know more, we need to be aware of more. The information we're given needs to, we need to get more. It's just, it's a growing thing. And I think, going forward that we should do these things. It's like was saying before, with the project up at Juniper Canyon. That isn't as easy as just, get the plot of land and let's go. There's, last month we got the contracts for the e-bikes. And we were gonna review them and discuss them in this meeting. but because of, in light of what's happened, it was tabled. But it's one of those things where having, having that information for ourselves to look at is, I think, a better process than somebody telling us, oh, it's all okay, or there wasn't anything, I didn't have any questions about it, that kind of thing. I know that at one of the meetings we had recently, there was, the statement about how they were trying to have what's the name of the bicycle store? Place got the bikes. Yeah, good bikes. Yeah. Oh, okay, you're so. They were trying to get, trying to get the contracts, I mean, the insurance to go through that. And not the county because of liability issue. And that just, personally, I couldn't see how that would fly at all. I mean, I can't imagine that you guys would want to take on that liability.
I've been in those meetings, but I know James has been in those meetings with ODOT and his insurer.
Yeah,
And he has insurance for rental bikes, so it's probably, we won't be in addition at all.
okay, all right. Yeah, but see, that came out last meeting, and so that was
Yeah.
part of what the process was, but, in the past, I've been on the board a little over a year. In the past, we didn't get into the details like that, it wasn't, we didn't get into the, and I'm not saying we should be in all the
But don't you
details.
feel concerned about wasting your time? I wanna go back to the generator grant that just felt like such a slam dunk. Where not only was there enough money to pay for the generator, but also maintenance, and it was still declined. Like, what would we have done had we known more about that grant? What could we
Probably
do?
nothing, because that wasn't that was a decision, to my understanding, it was made by the county. Okay, so.
Can you shed light on why that decision was made? I feel like understanding why such a slam dunk opportunity was denied would help me understand what role we could play moving forward.
I wanna go back and watch the video from the work session where that was discussed, the professional opinion of the board's reasoning, so I don't wanna kind of speculate or try to recreate that in my memory right now. It's been several months.
Cause wasn't that another $60,000 times 2 that was offered to our county and declined by our county leaders? Like, I feel like those are the things that the community needs to know. That's
Well,
happening
we
in
as a
county
board need
level.
to know too. Because again, what we were told. I'm not saying it wasn't true, but what I'm saying is that. You're asking the question and there isn't an answer. It's like, where is this? As an advisory board, like you said, what could we do about it? We just, we were told that they didn't want to do it. Okay, well, there needs to be some transparency. At the end of the day, there needs to be some transparency.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so we are also gonna be getting a new library catalog, Vega Discover. We've it was supposed to come out this fall, but with everything, all the transition going on, we've postponed that to early next year. We're also getting a new website. So all of this was happening at once. And so we're gonna work on getting the new website first and then work on getting the catalog early next year.
Yeah.
So.
The new director, any idea when that's gonna happen, or is he in the process of looking now, or what?
Yeah, the position is open and the county is looking for recruitment.
Are you getting many bites off those,
I don't know. I don't know that.
Have you guys posted an opening on it? Anything yet?
Yeah, the position's open.
Yeah.
And when's the closing date?
We have not, as far as I know, there's not a closing date
Okay.
on the posting.
All right.
Who's gonna be putting the new website together?
I am working with IT on that. Yeah, because I manage the website, so yes, yeah. Mhm. It's the same, what do you call it? Huh? It's the same domain, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But just an updated website that is compatible with what we need right now.
All right.
Just told we're getting one, so we're getting one.
Understand after talking to a couple of staff members that had 4 directors here in 10 years. Seems like an awful lot of turnover. I mean, is there something going on here, particular reason these people leave? You know, I don't know, find out or take your pick. What's going on? You got any ideas about that?
I know 2 of them took different positions to move up the ladder in their career.
Oh.
But they've all been great.
What?
But they've all been great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So. So the last page is just our financials. This is August financials. We don't have September yet.
So this is 2 months worth, right?
This is just August.
Yeah, I know, but it's.
Oh, yes. Yep. July and August. Yep.
You get 2 months.
Yep.
Is there any, Kim, is there anything that you see on here that would, I don't know, raise flags or, we should be concerned about? Like the marketing budget shot already in the first.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
We shuffled things around and we were able to make things work. So I don't foresee any problems. Yeah. Any questions about those?
Yeah, all that's going on, is Paulina doing okay? They getting the services okay and the satisfaction?
Yep. Brenda's going out. When are you going out again?
In November, I go out again in November.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I go out to the schools, as far as the community, we haven't had a response from the community, so, we have. Been focusing on the school there where we've got, people that wanna have us there, so we go out and do story time and grab.
Okay.
But as far as going out and offering services to the community, we've done that and exhausted ourselves doing that and not getting one person to show up. And so I've just chose to focus on the school where, they want us and they are taking our services.
Okay.
Same with, Brothers,
Mhm.
doing Brothers as well, and Cal Butte. So really any of them that say, hey, we'll take your services, I'll show up. Yeah.
I'm satisfied within reason about how everything's going out there?
Yeah, I am. The kids and the schools, so their schools are K-8. And every time we show up, the kids are excited. They want to know what we got going on. And it's always a good visit. It always I just come back excited, just happy with what I'm doing.
We even had Mitchell reach out to us,
Yes.
the Mitchell school.
Mitchell?
Mhm.
Mitchell, yeah,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, but they're gonna come in for a field trip.
Yeah,
So-
and it's really great because the schools will reach out and ask me to grab a subject that they're studying on. So I just dropped off 22 books to Brothers yesterday on volcanoes and rocks and minerals. And so that's just a service we can offer to them that they don't have to drive all the way in for, and they don't have obviously a library at the
Yeah.
schools. So we do the best we can to make things very convenient for them out there.
Okay.
Yeah, for any of the rural
you.
schools, yeah.
And this will be the first school year that we have a full-time dedicated outreach librarian. So she is booked.
I think that's one of the challenges for our county, is the fact that geographically, it's so big.
It is big.
And to reach out to all of these different things.
Yep.
It's not an easy thing to do with.
It's not, and then try to make a schedule. Yeah. Because it takes her away and then that just leaves 6 of us.
Right.
But then if we have people sick, if we have vacation,
Yeah,
just dwindles from there.
yeah.
You
So-
can see that it's not being utilized.
Yeah,
Next to them, because that's just money and time.
Yeah.
away from
yeah, and
them.
we've really rallied. I mean, we've gone as far as getting hot chocolate and muffins and, everything besides a song and a dance. And if they're just not coming, then they're just not coming. And so,
And you
we've
don't
done
go
that.
either.
yeah, we've done that at Cal Butte. We've done that at Juniper Canyon. We've done that at brothers in Hawaii, and so we chose to focus just on the schools where they're using us, and so.
That's smart.
And they are using our free libraries, so that's exciting. They are getting the resources there.
Yes,
You getting the feeling you guys are overwhelmed right now, or, I mean, you're hanging on, obviously you're doing a pretty good job, but.
yeah,
I,
I think we're doing great.
Mhm.
Under the circumstances.
well, you think, or?
I don't think so.
No.
It's been business as usual. There's a couple things that have come up. But I think we've dealt with them and we're still getting the service out to our patrons, and that's the most important thing.
Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, we have a great team though,
Yeah.
and that's how we get it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great board, I know I'm here twice a week because we're doing the exercise class. And I check in on them, but as a board, if you guys get a chance, just swing by and check on things.
Just has me for a whole month.
Sandy's here again.
The girls come back, Sandy's here again.
It's nice once in a while to see a friendly face,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
and just to know that you guys support us too.
Mhm.
It's very important, so.
It is nice.
Mhm.
All right, is there any new business? Here, oh, I had to change, I'm sorry, I didn't see this earlier. It said down at the bottom, it says the next meeting is November 11th, it can't be November 11th.
Did I put the wrong date?
Yeah, it's the 13th,
Sorry.
that's because first off, it's holiday.
Yeah.
Well, it's Veterans Day.
Second one, Tuesday. Yeah. So-
13th, sorry about that.
Okay,
Okay,
so the next meeting is gonna be November 13th,
yes.
5:15 here. Nobody has anything else, you know, motion for an adjournment,
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting tonight.
second, all in favor? Aye. Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it.